Hello, hey, this is Doc.
Hey, Doc, it's Ryan. How long have you been shaping?
Did my first board in 1969, 1970.
Where are you from and where's home now?
I was born in San Diego. My parents moved us up here to Fountain Valley, which is right inland from Huntington. And yes, still in Huntington.
Who do you have glassing your boards?
Oh, hold on. I got to shut this press off. Okay, yeah, who's glassing my boards? Well, right now, Pure Glass is doing most of them. I moved out of my old factory where I was doing everything in-house for like the last 35 years.
How do you measure surfboard value?
I would think the consumer or the surfer that wants to buy the board would be going on what he's heard about a board, going on what he knows about a shape and what attracts him to it. In the eye of the beholder, I would think, really. And hopefully people understand why a board that's built here as opposed to built overseas by, mass production, non-surfing people, they might appreciate the board that was, built here by people that have been doing it with love and dedication for a long time.
First thing you check when QCing a board?
I hate to be the picky guy. I'm not the guy that looks at the board with the magnifying glass kind of person. I just kind of feel the edges. And I don't know, they're so good now. Everyone, all the glass shops do such a good job. They make sure that they're good before they come here. I don't have to do that so much. But my wife gets in here and she's super picky, so she'll do that job. But I don't really do it that much. I mean, if I just give it a once over, and yeah, with the level of professionalism that these glassers that I've been using do, it's not much of an issue.
Do you order custom blanks?
Yeah, I do, especially for, I do a lot of guns, and I'll get stringers for the guns. And I have a machine, and I have blanks that I like to use. As the boards get bigger, I got blanks that I'm comfortable that kind of fit the way I shape. And everyone's going thicker now. Even the high-performance boards are a little bit thicker than they had been. I like to get blanks with a little bit of girth on them to be able to be anything that I need them to be.
What's your PU to EPS build ratio?
Over 90% poly to less than 10% EPS. I do more varial than I do EPS. I have guys that I've been making varial. It's like this. If someone gets on varial and it works for them, those people stick to it. It's funny. I got this one guy, finance guy, and he's telling me, "Oh yeah, varial. It's a very good value." And I'm, "Oh yeah, explain it to me." And he goes, "It's cost of ownership. If you have your dims and you know what model you like, and you're going through boards, you're kind of getting the same thing, and you know what you want. That's the time to get the varial. And the varial is going to last a lot longer. The foam is the strongest foam you could buy, and the flex doesn't wear out like a poly. It stays fresh much longer than a poly with the stringer. I think it stays fresh longer than an EPS too. Pretty amazing."
Who's been giving you feedback on your boards?
Instagram, Tyler Gunther, who's from Newport. Probably my number one guy. He's doing QS stuff. Amazing local surfer from Newport. All the guys that come in and get custom orders.
How close do you keep your eye on surf contests?
They're fun to watch. I'm pretty into it. I like it. If there's a comp on, I'll pull it up, and if it's convenient timing for me, I'll sit down and watch it.
Custom board versus stock board off the rack.
Both are cool. What's cool about you go into a shop and you can feel the boards and you can put the one under your arm, and you can tell a lot by putting a board under your arm. And then that's instant satisfaction too. You get to ride that board right then. Customs, I do more customs than I do stock boards for shops. Custom is the ultimate, especially if you got a board that works and you want it to be, if it just had a little more foam in it, or maybe it could be narrower, or I like to try it with a swallowtail or some custom over stock.
Any surf shop employees that you would want to give a shout out to?
Central Coast Surf. I got the boards in there. Scott, the owner, cool. He loves my Pro 2 model. And then I have boards in Aqua in San Francisco. I've been doing boards with those guys for 25 years now. Gustin and pretty much everyone in there is pretty knowledgeable, and I do a lot of boards out of that shop.
What do you think about board reviews on the internet?
It's funny, the modern surfboard consumer is, especially the newer into surfing, but tech-savvy people probably go head over heels on that stuff.
What's something most people don't know about Surf Prescription surfboards?
I did my site, and I had to do stock dims on my site for all the models, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Because who's stock? What's stock? Who's the guy that needs a 6.0? Is he like a beginner kind of skinny guy? Is he like a good surfing kind of thick guy? I think the name of my brand is pretty self-explanatory, though. It's like a surf prescription. That's why I really like to do custom orders, and I think custom orders are the way to go. And, I like working with people one-on-one.
Who's your stab-in-the-darker shaper?
Tim Stamps. I think he's already been on it. I think he did Julian Wilson. He's a great shortboard shaper in my town. And then Cordell, he's been around forever. He shapes great. Estrada, he's a great shaper.
What's the craziest custom order?
Donovan just said, Doc, make me a board with no fin. It's, finless thing. And that was way before the whole finless thing went off. So he was very kind of ahead of its time, Donovan, and we did some rad stuff together, but that was probably it, that first board. I glued 3 blanks together, and I did some crazy hacking away and made the finless built-in fin, you could say, kind of a built-in keel to the board.
Anything new in the works?
Always new stuff in the works. I work with a lot of guys, and they will have an idea of okay, I love this board, but what about if we, I want to make a twin fin version of this board, or I like this board, but how about can we change the tail shape and let's make it a flat deck, so I'm always tinkering.
I'm going to say a word or phrase, and then you just say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Plastic, fantastic.
Roots.
Brad Gerlach.
Genius.
Mad Labs.
Where it all began.
Rex Collision.
Nicknamer.
Sean Stussy.
Mentor.
Donovan Frankenreiter.
Barrel of Laughs.
Huntington Beach.
Hometown.
Doc, thanks so much. What's the best way for someone to refill their surf prescription?
They could go to my site, surfprescriptions.com, and there's a phone number there. They can email there. They can kind of check out the models there and get an idea of what they might want, and then contact directly. I would recommend.
Well, all right, Doc. Thanks again for your time, man. We'll chat soon, all right?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.